What's going on, guys? My name is Victoria and welcome back to my channel. I haven't been on here in a long time and I feel like I say that every time I make a video, but it's true. And this time I have like a legitimate reason. I've just had to like take a break from social media and stuff like that to focus on my mental health, to focus on school, and to focus on a few projects that I'm working on. But YouTube is just a really big part of what makes me happy, creating. I just kept setting it aside because it takes like a whole day to make a project and sometimes I'm just not here for it. But we are here and we are actually talking about how to survive quarantine. Being in isolation, it is not normal for us and just in human beings in general. Human beings are, meant to be around people, meant to socialize. We're social creatures. So I wanted to give y'all 7 tips on how to survive isolation. It is, what time is it right now? It's 4:30 and it's about the time where I get tired. So I'm drinking a cup of coffee, waking myself up. I can feel the caffeine pumping through my veins, so that's a good thing. I'm a very type A person, very organized. I don't like change, so it took me a while. I got like what works for me, so hopefully you can take some of these tips and implement them into your daily life in isolation. So number 1 is having a set morning and night time whenever you wake up or whenever you go to sleep. So mine is I wake up at 7 a.m. and I go to bed at 11. That gives me 8 hours of sleep, which is perfect. For me personally, if I sleep in, I get migraines, but just in general, if you sleep in, you might find yourself already being tired and groggy and not motivated. I found that 7 a.m. is my perfect time to wake up, jump out of bed, and get myself going for the day. I think it's really important to keep a morning and night routine, especially if you already had a routine before. So if you had a specific time that you wake up for work, I would suggest keeping that while you're also in isolation, and that will make your brain think, okay, now it's time to work, now it's time to get up and start the day. It can really change our hormones and our attitudes when we completely flip our schedules upside down. I have some friends, and I won't call them out, but I have some friends that are sleeping in till 3 or 4 and then literally getting up and staying up till 5 a.m. and just their schedule is like completely upside down. So as someone who has things to get done, school, I have some clients I need to write for, then I need to get up at a specific time and make sure that stuff gets done. So number 2 is I like having a morning ritual. So as soon as I get up at 7 a.m., I jump out of bed. I force myself out of bed because I know if I hit that snooze button, I am not getting up till later on and I will just completely screw up my day. So the first thing I do is I get up, I grab some coffee, I make it, and I got some Texas pecan coffee because I was wanting to treat myself. And as soon as I have my coffee and my water, because I also like to stay hydrated first thing in the morning, is I go to my balcony and open the door for my cat because my cat likes to go out and watch the birds. So as he's going out there and messing around, I like the fresh air to come into my living room and I do some Bible study and prayer time for half hour to an hour. It already starts my day out with having completed something and being able to already check something off of my list kind of makes me motivated to go to the next thing and then the next thing. So it just keeps me energized. So number 3 is also a very type A thing, and there is no requirement for you to have to do all of this. This is just personally for me what I really like to do, what makes me get the most done in a day. I split my day up into 4 categories when I'm in isolation. So that is work time, that is social time, that is creative time, and then there is self-care time. I try to get all 4 of these categories into my day because each one has different benefits. So the first one is work time. As soon as I get my caffeine like through my blood, I can like start feeling it and I'm jazzed up. I go to my computer and I really just start getting some schoolwork done or some writing done. To me, that is also the most important box I need to check off, the things that are required. So getting those things out of the way is my favorite way to do it. I tend to not have an hour by hour schedule, just so I can have a little bit more flexibility in there. But if that's something you feel like you need, then totally go for it. So the next category is social time. Like I was saying before, humans are naturally just social animals. We're not meant to be alone from people. So especially if you live alone like I do, I can get super like angsty and irritated by not being around people. And I'm even an introvert. So this goes for introverts as well. Now more than ever, we need to be connected with family and with friends. So reach out to a new person every day and just check in with them. I like to FaceTime my friends that are at home and I'm very far from. And we are honestly so blessed to be in a time where we can socialize like that and not have to be person to person, which is unsafe right now. Please don't go out with your friends. Like I see some people on social media just partying and going out, and it's like, what are you doing? Like you are putting people's lives at risk. I have neighbors that are getting coronavirus. I have people in my town that are getting coronavirus. Like it is serious and you are putting people's lives at risk. Okay. That whole rant set aside, let's go into category 3, which is creative time. So this is also something that is more productive, but gets your brain going in like a different way rather than schoolwork would. For me personally, I really like having creative time. Because it's motivating in its own way, but I am just someone who always wants to be producing like a new project. Some ways that I will get creative is I will paint. I have some canvases that I just haven't been able to paint on because I've been so busy with school. But now that I have this isolation time, I've been really getting into acrylic painting and stuff like that. Another thing that I do to get creative is I have been starting to do more photography. I really like nature photography, and I usually just don't go out to do that solo. I don't know, it's just my anxiety. I don't really like going out on walks alone, but I have been really getting out there to the park alone and taking pictures of honeysuckle or roses, and they have come out really awesome, and I'm proud of myself for getting better at photography every day. So those are just a couple things that you can do to get creative. You know, I also write poetry or articles and stuff like that. Let's see what else. You can reorganize your room if you really want to. I mean, there's so many things you can do. You can sew, you can knit, you can sketch, you can paint your nails. Anything that just gets those creative juices flowing. Hold on, I need a coffee break. It's like cold already. I've been talking way too much and my coffee got cold. And then the last category I have for you for this tip is self-care time, because self-care is so important. And I personally am someone who always feels like they need to be productive in doing something. And I have overwhelmed myself too much in the past couple of weeks. So this week I've been slowing down and giving some time to do things I normally wouldn't do for myself otherwise. I've been doing more face masks. I have been starting new shows, and occasionally, you know, I'll take a nap, which I don't usually do because it tends to just make me sleepy for the rest of the day. But honestly, if you're feeling that nap, just do it, because maybe your body just needs more rest. Self-care can also be exercise. I've been trying to get my mile time down, so I've been running a bit, and even though I just absolutely hate cardio, I have been going out and trying to work on that a little more. There's so many things that you can do for self-care, even if it's just, you know, letting your mind just go blank for a little bit, laying in bed or scrolling through social media. That can be self-care in its own if it takes your mind off of things that make you anxious, such as the state of the world right now. It's really up to you about what makes you more relaxed, what makes your mind just kind of calm down a little bit. So tip number 4 I have for you is to dress the way you want to feel. Now I know that it is so tempting to just get out of bed and be in your pajamas all day, and trust me, I've done that plenty of times in the past couple weeks, but I have found that if you do your makeup a little bit, if you put your hair up, if you do some like relaxed look, it doesn't have to be anything fancy, maybe just like a t-shirt and jeans, something that makes your brain go, oh, it is daytime, it's time to wake up. I just realized my succulent's a little dry. Okay, I need to go water it. I'll be right back. Oof. Okay, sorry about that. I have been just like such a bad plant mom. I don't know how to take care of succulents, even though that's like the easiest plant to take care of. But it's hydrated now. At least it'll be hydrated in like an hour or so. So yeah, going back to how you dress. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Honestly, if you just like change your nighttime pajamas to daytime pajamas, it just lets your mind know we're in a different state from sleeping. That's pretty much it. Separate your sleep look from your daytime look, and it'll wake yourself up a little more. Number 5 tip I have for you is to try new things. It can be very boring to be in isolation, and I have seen a lot on like TikTok and stuff, people trying new things, which I think is super awesome. We now have some free time that we've never had before, especially like as Americans. We have a culture that is constantly go, 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 work, 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 barely rest. And now that we are here and just have so much time, a lot of us are like, what do we even do with this? Like, what the heck? I would suggest trying to find like a new hobby that you like or something like that. I have been starting to cook a lot more, and while I really love cooking, I barely ever bake. So I've been baking a little more. I think I'm gonna make some banana bread today because I got some ripe bananas, so I gotta do that. But if there is anything that you've wanted to try getting into, now is the time. I mean, really, like, what better time? If you are stuck at home and you don't have anything to do, go out and try something new. So number 6 is to limit your news time and your phone time. A lot of anxiety and paranoia comes from the news, and that's literally what it's supposed to do. If you've looked at the tabloids and the article titles and stuff like that, you will see it is there to lure you in, because that's how they make money. So I would suggest make sure that you're updated on your state laws and regulations, if anything's changed, and make sure that you know what's going on for the country. But I wouldn't go so far into all of the medical stuff and things that are happening to individual people if it is causing you anxiety, because that anxiety will stay with you throughout the day. So I would do no more than like a half hour of, or even 20 minutes of research on that. Keep yourself updated, but don't linger on it, because it is designed to grab you and lure you in and scare you. That is how they get viewers. With that in general, I would put your phone away just when you are trying new things and when you are working, because it's always with us. And especially now, we don't have anything like class to keep us like accountable, or work to keep us accountable and away from our phone. Try not to get into the habit of being on your phone at all times, and make sure that you're just kind of limiting your phone hours. I try, and this is something that I struggle with, but I try to not go on my phone immediately as soon as I wake up, and especially not during like Bible study time. So if you have specific times that you would rather put your phone away, that's just always a good idea. And number 7, at the end of the day, I always like to write down my goals for tomorrow. It just allows me to wake up and know exactly what I want to get done that day, so I can plan it out accordingly. I have personally found, and it's scientifically backed up, that writing down your goals makes it so much more likely that you'll actually be able to finish them and complete them. So try it out for yourself because it totally works for me. Like if I don't write it down, I will just forget, or I will just be like, I'll put it aside for another time. But if I write it down, I am almost like guaranteed to get it done because it is like right in front of me. So whether you need to put like sticky notes on your door or your computer, or write it down in a book, whatever you need to do to remember your goals and wake up and see them, go for it, girl. So I really hope that these 7 tips will help you to survive quarantine and will just help you to relieve a little stress. And just as a disclaimer, your productivity does not equal your worth. So if you really can't be productive and get things done, whether it's mental health or you just don't want to, that is completely fine. This is just what works for me, and I was hoping that these 7 tips will also help y'all if you really need stuff to get done but you're not really feeling it. I'm hoping that these will push you and get you a little motivated to start your day off right. But I really hope and I pray that you guys will stay safe and stay healthy, because this is no joke and it is a serious issue. So please stay inside for me. I'll be constantly thinking about y'all, because while there is this virus going on, also a big issue now is mental health and how isolation is affecting that. So I really hope that these 7 tips will help y'all stay a little happier, motivate you a little bit. So thank y'all so much for watching my videos. I hope that you got a little bit of something to implement into your daily routine. And I am just so grateful for your support and all that you do. So yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye!